Hey everybody, Lotus here, hope you all are doing good. In the past couple of KOF themed videos, I alluded to a video I was going to do where I reacted to some very crazy theories about KOF 15, and as you can tell by the title, I'm talking about TV tropes. We're looking at what is called the wild mass guessing section, where people will make crazy theories about games, movies, TV shows, whatever, and try to justify their theories. Now I'm gonna try to gloss over all the very obvious ones or the ones that have already been either confirmed or deconfirmed. Gonna home more in on the ones that are still up in the air or that are the most interesting, and that might include a few that are not explicitly about KOF 15, but something about the franchise in general. So enough of my jabbering in the intro, let's go have some fun. Charlotte is King's ancestor. Both are blonde, blue-eyed, masculine, badass, classy, French, and voiced by Harumi Ikoma. The one thing that sticks out to me with those couple of words, those descriptions at least, Charlotte is masculine? I mean, even with like her, outfit looking kind of, conservative, I guess is the word. I never looked at Charlotte as being masculine, but let me know in the comments if there's something I'm overlooking. And someone tries to answer this here, or at least there's a response, a rebuttal. Given how vague SNK is on how connected all of its universes are, I wouldn't put it past them. It has already been hinted that Eiji is Zantetsu's descendant, that Mai is somehow descended from Genon. Wait a minute, hold on. I thought that was deconfirmed. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure they deconfirmed any relation between Mai and Genon. I'm fairly confident of that. I know like there was a woman in his Sam Show 1 ending that kind of resembled Mai, but there was also someone like that in Hyakkimaru's Sam Show 1 ending. So and that Kim Hae-ryung and Kim Soo II are Kim's respective ancestor and descendant, so why not? That'd be solid. I mean, I could see it. I just am still kind of drawing a blank at like how Charlotte is masculine. But that would be really interesting if the two of them are related. But I could see it still. We will finally get a King of Fighters game with decent English voices. Unless SNK is gonna pull a Guilty Gear Strive where like they're gonna surprise us with a English dub later on in the game's development. I don't see that happening, but would that be expectation shattering? Absolutely. Do I think it'll happen? No. The very final King of Fighters boss will be Rugal, and they would reveal that they were not quite dead and were simply biding their time until they were powerful enough to rule the world. And that was simply a clone that was defeated in 95. The old "that was a clone" storyline. Now, I will say that this kind of reminds me more of the whole "it started with them and it will end with them." The first thing that comes to mind for me is the MCU, where it kicked off with Iron Man, and who, of course, was the one that delivered the killing blow to Thanos? Iron Man. So I could see that being a thing, though I do wonder, if Rugal is in 15, does that mean 15 is the final KOF? Let's move on. I think some of you probably just had a nightmare or hated me a lot more because I even entertained the idea. Luang is going to betray Kim and Gong-il. Ooh. It is a bit too convenient for Gong-il to pick up this sultry and slightly more sadistic woman as his girlfriend and bring him to Kim's team. My guess is that she could be a lackey of Xanadu. Wait, what? That guy? Keep going. The same guy who yanked Chang and Choi for Kim. Okay. I think I see where this is going. The same guy that yanked Chang and Choi from Kim and make it so he got picked up by Gong-il, who is perverted. And Xanadu could probably be counting on that in order to bring down Kim's team for whatever reason. In other words, she's the mole for Xanadu. Luang has the makings of evil is sexy, after all. Yo, whoever wrote this, SNK, hire him. This right here, I 1000% stand behind it. And this might just be my bias talking, because y'all know I am not a big fan of Gangil. Whatever it takes for them to justify a separation between Luang, an actual cool character, and Gangil, I'm all for it. And on top of that, I think this would make a killer storyline. You saw how I cracked up about the idea of Luang being affiliated with Xanadu at first, but they instantly made it make sense. So yeah, this needs to happen in 15. Hire the SNK. Nakoruru is going to have a serious setback in the next game. I'm assuming 15 by a couple of keywords. Here's the thing. One of the things Nakoruru struggles with and succeeds resisting in the Samshoverse is that she had to deny all earthly pleasures, setting aside her selfish desires to live like a normal girl. Well, what happened after Verse's defeat? She declared a vacation for Another World's team and felt closer enough to be fulfilling her repressed desires to live like a normal girl, even if it was to wait and stand ready until the next step of the Verse saga. I don't think Mother Nature is all that forgiving and would see this as a violation of their contract, so by the next game, Nakoruru would be quite depowered and she will have to make it with her own effort and less nature power to deal with the next enemy until she learns to reassert her dedication, or impressing Mother Nature itself about how she can work out with just this, which I'm assuming is like, you know, overcoming the odds without her powers. I feel like Nakoruru's storyline is going to be rewritten a little, I wouldn't say drastically, but it has to do, of course, with the whole love heart thing, because they do establish quite a bond between the three of them, which is why I think even though it's just love heart that is under license from another company, I feel like they're going to ditch Mui Mui for her too. I feel like she is going to bring either somebody like Jeanne d'Arc with her, like some other female fighters or other combatants from other games, or maybe Team Samsho might actually happen in 15. But I could see this being an interesting storyline, although I thought that she declared a vacation more so in the sense that she didn't know Verse would return or when he would return. So I don't think like this is more of like an earthly desire type of thing. I think it's more of the fact that, hey, you know, let's just do this. And in the back of her mind, I don't know when Verse is going to come back. Then again, maybe it could be playing into both. That's a possibility. Xanadu was crazy before going to jail. It has been all but outright stated that Xanadu was once a cult leader, and from his dialogue and quotes, it can be guessed that he is one of those cult leaders who treated his organization as an actual religion and legitimately believed his own preachings instead of the more commonly seen con man that either suckered people with his own charisma or eventually started believing his own BS due to the power trip, because whatever crimes he committed while cult leader were just that heinous. An insanity plea was off the table from the get-go and was hauled off to jail. Xanadu's time while in the clink was presumably not kind to his already whacked psyche. Not that psyche. In the state we see him in 14, he's basically at rock bottom. Only speaks in barely coherent gibberish, only comprehends reality just enough to be actually aware of others, and just a tiny hair's breadth away from being a feral animal. I don't know what else to say about that. I feel like this is 100% dead on. I still want my Luang heel turn and have her, you know, be revealed to be with Xanadu, and maybe then for one reason or another we get an answer as to why Xanadu is trying to make Kim's life miserable. I still want that storyline. Possible boss character for 15, it's Rugal, being possessed by Mizuki due to both of them being stored in Verse. This doesn't redeem him, but it would make a very scary combination. Rugal is already evil, but by getting possessed by Mizuki/Ambrosia, this would increase his power tenfold. And unlike Orochi, Mizuki and Ambrosia does not run on blue and orange morality. She'll just as likely to let Rugal lose with his power, considering him the finest example of the evils of mankind. In addition, both of them are notorious as the company's biggest cases of SNK boss. Combine them and you get not only a very evil character, but also SNK trying to top their SNK boss credentials. Why? Why would you entertain that thought for even a microsecond? Why? And exactly, this thing right below here, worse than Evil Ash? Oh crap. I'm gonna forget about all the SNK boss stuff and just go straight to storyline wise. This could very well be a possibility, even though I don't think certain souls merge or were able to merge inside a verse. As far as I know, unless I'm missing some details, comment section, people get at me if I'm missing something very obvious. I don't think we had very many details as to the status and all the different intricacies about the souls inside a verse. We just know they were there, they got released when he got defeated, and now all the people inside him for the most part are implied to be alive. Now this will be an interesting twist. Nakoruru will have to deal with Orochi hassling her come 15. Nakoruru is a protector slash servant of nature. That's her job. Orochi insists it's the will of the planet slash Gaia slash nature. It also wishes to exterminate humanity, much like Rashouja Mizuki slash Ambrosia. Nakoruru has dark side problems before. Both Orochi and Mizuki were released from verse. When time comes to deal with Mizuki and Ambrosia again, Orochi will start talking to her. Y'all are drawing up some pretty interesting storylines for Nakoruru. Like, just imagine, like, imagine the big twist, like, all of us who are trying to predict this roster think we know what's up. We think we know that Nakoruru is gonna be on the playable roster, but lo and behold, it's a twist and we actually get Rera instead. It's genius. It's genius. But yeah, that's all I got for this one far as the theories that interest me the most. If you are curious about everything else that's on this page, I will definitely leave a link in the description for you to see and check it out. But yeah, I hope you had fun with this as much as I did. I will catch you all next time. This is Chris Lotus. Take care. Be safe out there. See ya.